Hey guys, what's up? John Gale, Japanese language instructor and game designer, member of Nashville Game Developers, here with some more Ludum Dare 44 streaming. Now, what I'm planning to do throughout the course of the weekend is to stream live on Twitch, even though I'm not really into Twitch. I don't have any followers, it's not my thing, but in terms of a system, start there with the live stream. That's where the Ludum Dare activity is really going on in terms of streaming. Then export the streamed video to YouTube, and then share the YouTube links on Facebook and Twitter. That's going to sort of be my streaming social media plan throughout the weekend. I've got the project I showed in some earlier videos today. We got together, Nashville game developers at Qdoba just hung out and they did the theme announcement. And so the theme ended up being the your life is a currency. So not one of my favorites, but one I can work with. Your life is currency. That's the theme. And this is one of those that I have highlighted in blue, meaning that I had made an RPG Maker sort of base project that I think could have been applied to any of these blue theme ideas, and that's what I've got open in RPG Maker. I've just got a basic map that I had made and a player character. This was a preloaded map in RPG Maker. If there's anyone out there who wants to say, hey, you didn't design your city, you didn't do your art, you're a hack, you're a phony game designer, like, go ahead, you're free to say that. By doing this, I've saved a ton of time. I'm not an artist. I'm not here to improve my art skills. I'm here to improve my programming and my game design skills. And by using the preloaded map that already fits the idea, I mean, this map fits my idea. If I were to design my own map, it would look a lot like this. But it's going to save me a ton of time to get into the programming and the design aspects that I really want to hone my skills in. That's what I've got going on. This project is going to work, and I've started working on my game design document, quote unquote. There it is, the whole paragraph and one sentence of it. So we met up at Qdoba. We saw the theme announce. We tossed around some ideas, and so here's the basic thing for my idea. That you're playing as me. I make myself the playable character in a lot of my Game Jam games, and moving to a new town, starting a new life, and with life, every decision has some sort of cost that you have to pay, a currency, and the cost is your life. In terms of the game, it's going to be HP, health points, and so every decision, every action has a cost. And the decisions you make are based on where you're going to live, what job you're going to work, who you're going to be friends with, and who you're going to date, who you're going to be in a relationship with. These all have initial cost, and then as time progresses, there's sort of a regular ongoing cost to your HP. I've decided to have the game move in segments of months. So each month, whatever job you're working, whoever you're dating, these will have HP drains every month, or possibly HP bonuses, depending on what the player decided. And the goal is to survive the end of 12 months, and so a year, we'll say at the end of a year, the player has adjusted to their new town and their new life, or the character has. Going to draw a lot of heavy influence from one of my favorite games of all time, Persona 5, Steelbox Edition, baby. So kind of like that. If you're familiar with the Persona series, similar to that, you have these characters and these social interactions, and you have to decide who you're going to spend time with. And spending time with someone means not spending it with someone else, kind of like in Persona. So what I'm going to show now is some of the inside workings of what I've got going on. If you want to play the game after it's completed, I am spoiling everything. I'm giving everything away just as I go through the creative process in these videos. So what I've put together after coming home is a spreadsheet right here where the just sort of defining values, and these can change. That's why I have it in Excel, so I can quickly change it, so I can calculate things and maybe do some formulas. But the player is going to start off with, for now, the idea is 1,000 HP, and each turn is like a month. So you're going to have 12 turns throughout the game. That's like 12 months, a year, and you have an initial cost for each decision that you're going to make to your HP. So you decide to live in this place or work this job, that's going to cost you HP. Then you have the monthly drain rate, and then after a 3-month period of, for example, working this job or living in this apartment, a potential HP add can come in, and it's going to be pretty low. And again, the goal is to survive the 12 turns, the 12 months. That's the scale that I'm going to set initially. There are some other things I thought of that, like, for example, if you were in the job that had a high monthly drain, you could quit that job and start another job. All that would have extremely high HP cost, but in the long run, you might get an HP build out of it, so it might be a risk worth taking. That's kind of a stretch goal. I don't think there's going to be time to do that over the course of the weekend. So this is just what I'm going with. For now. While we were at Kudoba, we generated some characters. There's the John character. Let's go with the bad boss. His name's Mark. So I've got a handful of characters. I've got 3 bosses for 3 jobs. I've got 3 dates for the romantic partners. I guess I'm going to need to create 3 landlord characters for the homes, and 3 friends. Or just maybe have 1 real estate agent for each of the homes. And we could do, it's so easy to use the character creator in RPG Maker. I can just spit out another 6 characters like it were nothing. Looking around town, we have 3 jobs: the school, which is going to be this big building, the construction site, and the office. Those are going to be the 3 jobs. Let me zoom in so we can see. School's 1 job, construction site's another job, the office building is another job. Apartments are near the school, near the park, and near the construction site. And in terms of locations, that will be it. Anything else is going to be something with the activities with the non-player characters, so maybe their houses or places you can go to hang out. And what I imagine every turn is you're gonna have to come back here. Every turn you're gonna have to go to work. You can hang out with a friend. You can go on a date, and then you have to go home and go to sleep, and there could be things going on at home. A real easy example is that if you choose this home that's right beside the construction site, you're going to have noise from the construction site that would affect the HP drain associated with living there. So that's the basic idea and the basic values I've got set up. Come back to my game designer screen. And so that's the plan. Getting pretty late. I'm usually asleep by now. But it's a game jam. It's something I get really excited about, really into, really love being a part of the Nashville game developers. So that's what I'm going to crunch on all weekend. I'm going to try to do the music myself this time. But if there were someone who just really wanted to collaborate and could work on a tune while I keep working on the design and programming, I'd be open to that. The big skill I'm definitely looking for is artist. Like I said, I'm not one. That's why I'm using RPG Maker. A lot of preloaded stuff. In terms of like even just a concept artist, not necessarily a game artist, this was just the start menu art I created in PowerPoint. In PowerPoint, all right? It shows how much of an artist I am not. And who knows, I may try to make something out of this, but you know, if there's a real artist out there who could do a real piece of concept art, 1280 by 720, yep, 1280 by 720 PNG file is what I need as a deliverable, and it would look just something like this in the start menu. And that's the main art. I don't think I'm going to get into original art for sprites or anything like that. So if anybody wants to collaborate, there's that. What else? What else is going on here? Okay, some of this. I think that's about it. I think that's good for now. I mean, a little tip about a game jam. What I tend to find and why I'm here streaming at 11:17 p.m. Friday night is because if you get to this point where you've just got all these ideas bursting out of your head, it's really hard to sleep, and I find it hard to sleep anyway during Global Game Jam. I always have to take sleeping pills. I'm lucky to get 6 hours of sleep a night. That's what I aim for. I think LD44, it's going to be a little more relaxed. I'm not running the event, I'm just participating. Have to go see Avengers Endgame this weekend. Have to. Going with some friends to see that. Then pretty much the rest of the time will be devoted to this game until the deadline. I've got the ideas, basic ideas out of my head through that game design document and this Excel sheet to get the values that I need. So this, now that this stuff is out of my head, I think I'll be able to get to sleep tonight and start rocking on. I guess I'll knock out character creation first thing in the morning. That's one thing I like to do in doc. Next. And I just do a bulleted list. Character creation for landlords and friends. Then I could imagine get the monthly turn-based system going. Get the housing values implemented. Test turns, and then this same task. And the reason I'm doing it like this, I'm going to do one function of the game at a time. Just for example, just do the housing part of it. Choose the apartment, see how much HP it drains over the 12-month period as a test. Is it too much? Is it too little? And then let's say it took me the whole weekend and I only got that done. That's really crappy. That's not fulfilling the vision. But I could then like cut the game loop right there and be like, hey, it's done. And so same thing. This is core onion design. Have a core concept and then add layers outside of it. So um, the first layer would be housing, then job, home, job, then I'll go with friends first. Friends value and the partner. Partner value implemented of 12 turns. No, I thought homes, jobs, friends, partners. Get those implemented and tested over the 12 turns. One layer at a time. And yeah, each layer is going to be a bit of a challenge because looks like I'm losing my stream. There's going to be a bit of a challenge because that's where the narrative's going to be added in. Um, I have to add a little bit of narrative for each part, and then that would form the basic narrative of the game. And this is really counterintuitive to how I like to do things. Create lose ending. Ending. Lose ending may come earlier than this. Close the music. Sound effects. I'm just going to use what's built into RPG Maker. Probably even use some of the music. Compose the music. Create the art. Can't be delegated, so if I find an artist, get this stuff out of my head, and so I'm not up all night thinking about it. That's what I gotta do. So when I wake up in the morning, go get up at 7. I've got the clock set because I got to get to Avengers Endgame, but also going to hit this as hard as I can, just in that order, so I don't have to think about it. Just work. The work, sort of what I'm calling the first pass through. I'm gonna go pretty light on the narrative. It's gonna suck. It's just, this is a bunch of crap. It's just like a bunch of text saying what's happening, and criticism I accept. That is the way it's going to be, to try to get the whole game loop going and then flesh out narrative. So let me do that right here. Well, just to have it out. Flesh out. Intro. I'm considering each thing like a track: the housing track, the job track, the friends track, the partner dating track. Those are all different tracks. And sort of depending on what tracks you're on, the game could end sooner or later, or you could successfully survive the 12 months. A lot of this is just going to be talking out loud. It's supposedly a sign of intelligence, but just spitting ideas out there, saying them out loud, getting them on paper. Get ideas out of your head and into a system. Absolutely. We've talked about that in our Nashville game developer panel at an event one time, just how important it is to not keep ideas in your head, get them out of your head and into a system where you can just get to work. I think that's what I've done tonight. In the little bit I've been doing this, I'm gonna be able to get to sleep. I'll be back on in the morning. I'll go see the movie, go to lunch, come back, work as much as I can. Get to work. Hope to see you around then, and then when the games are submitted and uploaded, hope to see what you guys have made. Remember, if you're in Nashville game developers, if you create a game and submit it to Ludum Dare over the weekend, I'll give you a free Nashville game developers shirt next time I see you at a work meet or something. But anyway, now with all that said, time to get to sleep. Time to go to bed, get to sleep. I will see you guys in the morning. Get back to working on Ludum Dare 44.